I'm Janet Murguia, President and CEO of Unidos US, the largest national Hispanic civil rights and advocacy organization in the U.S. We represent nearly 300 community-based organizations across the country that serve so many in need, oftentimes those in the income communities that are trying to find that next level up, but many of our affiliates serve the Latino community. We were formerly known as the National Council of La Raza. The Latino community is still reeling from the hate-filled mass shooting in Buffalo, New York, and most recently in Uvalde, Texas, just a few weeks ago. 19 young children and 2 of their teachers, nearly all of whom were Latino or Latina, were brutally murdered in their classroom on what was one of the last days of school. Protecting our children and helping them cope with the aftermath of such violence is of paramount importance to our community across the country. And as such, Hispanics have a vital interest in ensuring that our country takes long overdue steps to address the epidemic of gun violence. Nearly 20,000 Latinos are wounded or killed each year by guns, and Latino children are 3 times more likely to be killed by gun violence than white children. In the aftermath of another shooting, the 2016 murder of 49 people, 36 whom were Hispanic, at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida, Unidos US for robust, common sense gun measures. We called for the ban on assault weapons, universal background checks, and other reasonable restrictions on the acquisition of firearms and ammunition consistent with the protections of the civil rights of all Americans, improved collection and analysis of gun violence data by the federal government, and an increase in mental health supports and resources. In the wake of Uvalde and Buffalo, we call for additional gun safety measures to help stem future mass shootings, including red flag laws, closing loopholes in background check laws, safe storage laws, and raising the age to purchase assault weapons from 18 to 21. And while modest, we are encouraged that the recent bipartisan agreement in the Senate could be a very good first step to enacting some of those long overdue policies and give the American people hope that we can come together and do something, take action in light of this crisis that we are facing. We also firmly believe, though, that recognizing gun violence is a public health crisis and must be an imperative for change. We support significant supports and resources for mental health services that not only help reduce threats, but also help support communities that must grapple with the harms of gun violence, not just in the weeks to come, but throughout the course of the lifetimes of those who have been impacted. And given our experience in Orlando and El Paso, it is critical that those mental health services be linguistically and culturally competent, since language barriers and cost have been obstacles to care for many Latino children and adults. We cannot allow future generations of children to die or suffer lifelong mental and physical health effects from continued unchecked gun violence. We have to do whatever we can to prevent the next Uvalde or the next Buffalo. After so much horror and trauma, we must and can act to heal now and to change our future. We must do all we can to embrace every community that is suffering and vulnerable. We need action now, starting with common sense gun safety measures and mental health resources that protect our children and offer all of us a safer tomorrow. Las familias de Uvalde siguen presentes en nuestros pensamientos y oraciones. Necesitamos ayudarlos a ellos y a otras comunidades en nuestro país para que puedan sanar. Y debemos trabajar para cambiar nuestros futuros. Necesitamos acción ahora, comenzando con reformas sensatas en nuestras leyes sobre armas de fuego y recursos de salud mental que protejan a nuestros niños y nos den a todos una mañana más seguro. Thank you. Gracias.